Hey everybody, this is Brett, and yes, I am still alive. After a lot of kind of turmultuous, is that a word? Turmoilish, um, crazy days. Um, I've got a list of things here that I can probably talk about. I've been working on my taxes all day. And that is, I have to say, probably one of my worst days every year. Figuring out the totals for all my expenses, the total amount of income, and then just hoping that it's low enough that I'll be able to achieve whatever I need to achieve. If I need to pay it, I need to pay it, but hopefully not too much. So yeah, I've been working on my taxes for the better part of the day, and hi Nisi Pie, whatever that means. Hi Buck. So first off, I want to thank everybody that made nice comments on my despairing, troublesome video the other day about depression and all of the things that are natural for us to have that I've been having a lot lately. I want to thank Jillian Healy and Dan at Home Gardens, Joe Serrano, Shell, Seashells Shell in Idaho, Love is the Solution, Tom Doyle, BB, Shelley Spencer, M. Bronte, that's been such a good viewer for such a long time, Cactus Chef, Connor Hopkins, Mirza Faddick, Taylor Surveying, I have bad eyes, sorry, V. Vandermark, she's such a good viewer, Ted, Adrian Cardillo, I even said that Hispanically, Cardillo, Mirza Faddick, Diana Avia, Don Pasha in San Diego, Terry Glazier, Ted, Scalar Wave Signal, Guar Baby, one of my best commenters, Linda Thompson, Cries Bosch, and Christ Montana. Thanks everyone I didn't really feel like replying to all of them, sorry, but I want to thank everyone that replied to that video so much. I really appreciate it. I also want to thank people that have placed orders lately. Marissa Valdez placed an order just less than an hour ago. Thanks so much. William Chan also placed an order today. William Chan in California. Joanna Bond bought her sister, I believe, some pillows. Joanna's in Canada, and she bought her sister in South Carolina, I think it was, a couple of pillows. Thanks, Joanna. Joanna's bought pillows from me before, so she knows how good they are. Sabrina Todd, Afshin Shirishdeshta, Amanda Stoyak, Brandon Drabeck has bought my orthotics many times and other things. He's I think he's an ND and massage therapist. Tim Blair, Deanna D'Antonio Smithson, Joseph Ross. Joseph has bought many things from me. Joseph lives somewhere in Idaho. Angela Mendez, Brian Reamer, a friend of mine from Facebook. Some of these other people are also friends, Facebook friends. Jermaine Valente, Michael Yu, Jackie Todd, Marie Marcella. Those are other people that have purchased things from me like in the last month. So thanks everybody that's keeping me going. So let's see. I hope that this is streaming good, and I've got a decent amount of light on me, and I hope that I look okay and I'm sounding good. I'm okay. Like I said, I did my taxes today, and I'm kind of a wreck over that. And yeah, and this year, like I think I told you before, my YouTube views, when January 1st hit, YouTube did it again. They changed the algorithms, and my views dropped from about 4,000 to 2,200 a day, just like that, just like that. And so I have to do something. One of the things I want to talk about here is I have to do something to improve my content. And I know I haven't been on it very much with content. I've really just been trying. See, here's the deal. I used to make $1,500 to $1,800 a month from YouTube on the 21st of every month from my videos. That enabled me to work on myself a lot more, and I really needed it a lot more back then, but it also enabled me to work on videos a lot. Now I have to sew and make orthotics and pillows and do woodworking and take care of chickens and all of these things. See, when I moved out to the country, I'm telling you, I'm learning that people became couples out of necessity. Okay. People started big families out of necessity. And really, when you live in the country and you're trying to do things all on your own, growing your own food and taking care of the chickens, growing the chickens and hanging up the laundry and all of the things, then it takes a lot of labor. And I'm trying to do everything on my own because I grew up with parents that fought like crazy. I don't know that I could stand a relationship. Okay. And I have certain preferences. Okay. I'm a health nut. You know what I mean? I'm a health nut. How many people out there could be with me? Not very many. Not very many, because I've had to do all these things for different reasons. I'm a perfectionist. I have the moon in Virgo. Virgo is like they have everything in order. You should see the back of this room now. Like every nut and bolt is in order, okay? I'm so much of a perfectionist. And I also have like Uranus and Pluto in Virgo. So I have three things, and the moon mostly. See, and the thing with the moon is that I'm a Cancer, and the moon rules Cancer, and I have Virgo in the moon. And so the Virgo thing of me is really highly ranking, the perfectionist thing. And that's when you buy one of my pillows or my orthotics or something like that. Especially nowadays, I have just gotten them down. And I keep improving things all the time. I'm always looking for something to get better. But there's a lot of pros and cons. And I don't really want to talk about the relationship thing anymore, but it's harder. When you have a two-income household, it's a lot easier to know this. For the most part, unless you're doing something like extravagant spending. When you have a two-income household, or even if you just have one person, you've got all of these, especially in the country. So you can have a person at home in the country doing the dishes, cooking the health food, feeding the chickens and all of that. And then the other person is making all the products and doing all the shipping and blah, 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 blah. I do it all. Plus the Airbnb. Plus other things. Pretty soon it's going to be gardening, because last night I was up late planting food. Food because I need to reduce my food expense. Okay, so gardening is supposed to be fun, right? Well, yeah, it is. And it's sort of fun if you're not like forced to do it. And I'm not like, maybe I'm telling you this for sympathy or something, but really it's all the truth. I have like a problem with roommates and a problem with relationships that I just don't know that I can ever overcome. I'm happy being here by myself, but at the same time, I'm not. I get lonely, and I have all of these conflicting things. Do you guys understand this? Do you guys groove with this? How many other people out there feel me on this? One of the new kind of phrases that people, do you feel me on this? Yeah. So, with my perfectionist brain, I always thought, everybody needs their own little house. I've made videos on this stating there's probably a video. Everyone needs their own little house. And I really believe that. Will that happen during our lifetimes? Sometimes I think that, man, I am just way too far ahead of myself on so many things. And I just need to be happy with what I've got. And I just need to be happy, status quo. But I'm not. I'm not. I want to do things as good as I can without having to do things that are illogical that everyone else does, if possible. I want to be able to do it. I want to have progressive relationships. I want to, eat progressive food, a progressive diet. I've been eating a lot more vegan, y'all. And tonight I felt like eating a little fish. The thing is that if you own a dog, it keeps you honest, especially if you're really honest, really, really, really honest about feeding the dog whole fresh foods like I am. So tonight I feed the dog a bunch of beans and vegetables and throw some raw carrot in there and add a can of wild salmon, pink salmon. It's $4 a can. And that's mostly what I feed her. But I'm also feeding her the chicken now because the other day I slaughtered 4 roosters. The roosters were getting out, and I haven't even read any of this stuff yet. The roosters were getting out of hand and leading all the hens over onto the neighbor's yard that I don't really like very much. And I'm like, oh my God, those roosters are freaking 7 roosters are getting out of control. You don't want a flock with 7 roosters in it. So I'm like, all right, and you guys know how I'm not into that. I'm like you. I've always just gotten my meat from the store. I'm sure I was fishing. I went fishing when I was a kid, and I'd kill fish, but never chickens and stuff. So, anyways, I just did it. I just did it. I'm not going to describe it to you. I just did it, and I did it the same way I did the first one. I'm getting better at it. I do it differently than most people on the web do it because I cut them all up into pieces and put them in the freezer, legs, breasts, wings, etc., backs. And I just put them into individual packages, mostly for the dog, not for me. I like the chicken sometimes. It's not that I'm not going to eat some. But like I said, I'm really working on getting to be more of a vegan, eating a more of a vegan diet. And I'm eating a lot of vegan meals. But like today, if I feel like eating some of the fish out of the can, then I eat it. Or if I really feel like I need some sulfur, the eggs have a lot of sulfur. And pretty soon we'll have eggs, hopefully. I've got 15 freaking hens. Either they're laying eggs in places out on the yard that I don't know, or they're not laying yet. And I'm guessing that it's still cold. They're not laying yet. They're 7 months old, something like that. 7, 8 months old, but it's been cold. So as soon as it warms up, I think they're going to go nuts and start really laying a lot of eggs. And I was thinking, man, maybe I should send some of my viewers some eggs. I think that would be kind of a cool thing to send to people. But mostly, like, chickens are so geared for humans. Chickens are like to humans like dogs are to humans. Chickens have evolved with humans probably as long as dogs, maybe longer. I haven't looked that up. Maybe somebody could look that up. But I'm kind of skipping around here. If y'all have ideas for videos that you'd like to see, I skipped that. Please write them in comments or send me an email, brett@brettsnaturalhealth.com. I really appreciate it because I think I need to start listening to my viewers on that a little more and, at least take into consideration some of your ideas for videos. And maybe I'll do some research, and if I can somehow find some time, learn about something new. But the chickens, they are so domesticated, it's not even funny. Mine are wild and domesticated, which means that I cut them loose in the morning, sometimes as soon as the sun comes up, sometimes not, depending on how cold it is. But they go out and they've got 5 acres to roam. And they go out, and sometimes I can't even find them. They'll be out there and hiding not hiding, but like, pecking around at some place. And the meat, and there's no fat. The meat is incredible. The fat is so yellow. Their skin is like, even it's winter time. I slaughtered 4 chickens the other day. They're like as yellow as those plastic chickens that you can buy at goofball shops, And so they don't look nothing like anything you bought at the store, all those Cornish crossbreed chickens. And this is one of the things that I am absolutely sure. Okay, so you probably will not see this on very many other health-related channels out there. And it's really largely because they don't know, and or because if they do happen to know, they don't feel inclined to tell people, but that's not going to happen with me. For the most part, I'm going to tell you what I think, unless I feel it's going to kill me. And it possibly might. Because there are so many screwballs out there. And if they don't like what you say, you know what happens. So at work, I have to run. I'll catch you after this meet. Okay, Cheryl. Hi, Diana. I feel the same. It's scary to think of joining your life with another person. How much is your rent, Brett? It's not very much, MP. I'm glad you understand, Christ. It's good to see you, Laura. Thank you, Laura. I wish I could see you, but I can't. Okay, so, yeah, the chickens, and then every day at about 2, sometimes earlier, 2:30, one of my sweet little azure browns. They're the nicest birds. You can pick them right up, and they don't run away. They like to be held. They never squabble when you pick them up because they like to be held. Versus the Rhode Island Reds and the Barred Rock females, they're not as nice as even like the meat birds that I have. They're fairly gentle when you pick them up. They're not too aggressive. They can be. But anyways, at around 2:30, the second feeding of the day is about due. She'll fly over the 6-foot fence, come around the house on the porch, and jump up on the bench so that she can see in the window. She'll see in the window, and she'll make noise, like she'll peck on the window or whatever, and I'll go over to the window, and I'll look through the window, and I'll go, "Hi, sweetie, how are you doing?" I've got to show you this bird. I wish you were here. I've got 2 of them. I wish one of them was here right now. I'd show them to you because, like, the owner of the property's kids picked them up, and they're just little kids, but they're just the nicest little birds. But most of the rest of them are not. They don't like to be picked up. They like to eat. They all like to eat, and when it's eating time, they will be out there waiting for me. And sometimes when I'm holding the container with the food, they will jump up on the container and scare the shit out of me. It's like, no, get down, damn birds. So, let's see. Okay. why Bernie is winning, skin getting clearer. Many things are changing, crazy thoughts in my head. Oh my God. For the last several days especially, and I know that astrology has a lot to do with it. And I just wish I had more time to learn it, you know. Working for minimum wage, everything is slowing down. How people around here live, writing a review for my products, write a review for my products, buy my products as gifts, doing my taxes today, downer, thank recent customers already did, current diet, slow grind. The money comes in, the money goes out. You don't have to worry about me getting too thin or deficient. Pictures from my past, better content ideas I already asked you for. Things I'm doing to stay afloat. Mercury retrograde until March 9th. I have to work really hard on holistic healing, and sometimes I'm still a wreck. I'm not really a strong person. Whenever you quit something, you're against it, and everyone that still does it. You'd think people would be happy to pay taxes. Thank everyone that made comments already did. So I need to mark off a few of these things like that. And better content, I might say that again. Pictures from my past. I'd have to go get those. Alright guys, thank you. Some customers already did. And my taxes already did. Okay, so why Bernie is winning? Bernie is winning because what you've got is a lot of swinging from left to right. When you've got a president that's really right, and you've got really right wing, and really yang and aggressive, the way that Donald Trump is, you're naturally going to probably have a radical shift the opposite way. Okay, so that would be Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders. So there you go, you know. And maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need somebody that's very against the establishment. And you can probably bet that a lot of those people that are billionaires are like not approving of him. A lot of big corporations, a lot of big drug companies, they're probably not very happy that Bernie is doing so well. And I think that that's good. Now, you know that I'm not grooving towards anything in regards to health insurance. And I've never purchased any health insurance ever. And so I'm kind of just like, whatever on that. Whatever. Because it doesn't matter that much to me. Eventually, everybody out there has to get real in understanding the truth about what real health care is. And it's not anything that you can buy from any insurance company for the most part. Maybe a little bit of this and that, like emergencies or something like that. But all of the rest of it, all the drugs and yada yada and doctors' visits pushing the drugs and all of that, that's not my idea of what real health care is. Okay, so many things are changing. Crazy thoughts in my head. You know, it's really, really difficult when you've got things that just seems like just things are not panning out as quickly or desirably as I would like them to. I just am so flustered, so frustrated that more people don't see the value in what I have to offer to this world. It's very painful. It's very what's the words? There's a lot of words for it, and none of them are very good. It's hurtful for me because I know that what I have to offer, all the things that I do and teach and offer to people on my website, they should be selling like crazy. They're so valuable, but they're not easy, I'll tell you that. None of the things that I teach people are easy. Not for me either. You think that getting all those chickens going out there was easy? You think that like raising that trailer from the dead 3 years ago, that trailer was just sitting in that field down there for 10 years. And I changed out all the appliances in it. I cleaned it all up so that I could live in it. And now, luckily for me, one of the things that keeps me going is a little bit of Airbnb income that I get from renting that trailer out to travelers and hikers. So it's really not easy no matter what you do, like whether you're fixing up a house or whether you're fixing up your body or whether you're fixing up your mind or whether you're trying to take care of animals. So many people really care about animals that are my Facebook friends. So yeah, and when you're trying to pull all the strings, then it's really hard to save money. And then when you hit a slow time like it is right now, and like it's going to be on and off for the next several months for different reasons, because I know how it is during tax time and or after Christmas, times like those. You don't have a lot of money saved, and so it's very perilous. You have to keep the shit going. And so that's why, when you see my videos, you'll see little advertisements in there trying to convince you, trying to show you how good the millet hole pillows are, how good the back rollers are, how I don't know how I would survive without being able to crack my back and get my shoulders back, especially with me constantly looking at the screen like that and getting this forward head posture and stress too. I'm constantly catching myself tensing up. Just like the clients were when I was doing massage for people, they constantly tense up. Do you find yourself, do you catch yourself like, why am I holding all that in? That should be a video soon. We'll make a video on that. Holding stuff in. Not just physically, but mentally. Because when you catch yourself holding stuff in, like after you've worked on enough people, after you've worked on hundreds and thousands of people's bodies, you know by looking at their faces, by feeling their bodies, by listening to their voices, which ones are holding in a lot of stuff physically, mentally, and emotionally, and which ones are not. That's one of the goals. You want to be loose. You want to be loose as a goose. And you want to be easy going, baby. I am not these things. I'm a lot more these things than I used to be. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. So, some people achieve a great degree of health by changing their diet like really fast. There are people on the internet that I've seen that became vegan gurus or raw food vegan gurus very quickly. And that's just not how it is with me. I've thought about doing a video, and tell me if you think that this would be an interesting video that you'd like to see. I thought about doing a video where I show you on Google Maps a lot of places that I've lived. And I can go back a long way. I could go back to the 70s, the early 70s. There's a place in Logan, Utah, an apartment that I've seen. I can take you there. when I was 5 to 8 years old. I can take you to my first school in Lancaster, California, kindergarten, when I was 5. And so, let's see. Diana says, what kind of chickens are the friendly ones? They're the Azure Browns. Azure Browns. They're little brown chickens with white butts. And they're very sweet. And if you look up Azure Browns, there's a few videos on YouTube for people that really like that breed of chicken. I forgot I got flogged in the face by a rooster when I was little. Well, that sounds like something you probably got from our conversations. I'm not sure what flogged means, though. Like, the other day, I got clawed. I don't know what flawed is, but I got clawed by a rooster. I picked him up by the neck. He spun a little bit and took his claws and got me right there on the arm. So, a commune of like-minded people working together would be ideal. Everyone could get healthy and share responsibility. Yes, that would be really good, if I could only find one. See, I'm an alpha person, and it's fairly easy for a beta person to join a community, and the more docile that person is, the more they'll probably just float right in. And the more of a hippie person that is, then the more they'll be able to just join right in, for the most part with communities, depending on the community. But most communities are very liberal, and I'm not really liberal. Y'all know that. Just because I don't like Donald Trump doesn't mean that I'm really liberal. I have a balanced mindset in regards to things like that. And it's not just hi, love is the solution. It's not just, politically. It's everything, and I'm very opinionated. And that's why it's hard for me. You think I could just sit in a group of people and not speak up and say something if I agreed or I thought that there was a different opinion to be said, etc., etc. And that's why I went out 5, 6 years ago to check out the Dancing Rabbit Eco Village. I stayed there for 2 weeks, and the farm community, probably the 2 biggest communities in the United States. Probably. Certainly, the farm is one of the oldest ones, going back to the 60s, 70s, early 70s. And so, yeah, I just don't know that I could fly with a community unless, like, if I were one of the people in charge there, if I were one of the people pulling the strings and able to at least be to a degree one of the people that was doing that, then possibly. I don't know. So, I like those little roses. Nice. Is that all you're going to give us tonight? Love is the solution? Just roses? That's all right. That's good. So, Regina, I thought it or slapped in the face by the wings. I thought it or slapped. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, there we go. A hand, a face, and a rose. Thanks. Okay. So, yeah, crazy thoughts in my head. And yesterday I spent some time just doing my meditation. Breathe, calm the mind, calm the body. Breathe, calm the mind, calm the body. Over and over and over again, and I don't know that it helped that much. It was something to do. Last night, I think that it helps me as much or more to get busy doing something when I'm just stressed over various things. So I planted seeds yesterday afternoon to the night. I planted hundreds and hundreds of seeds. The ones that you saw in my video the other day, I've got them all in little starter planter things. And yeah. So, working for minimum wage. I keep lowering my prices on my products or putting them on sale for lower prices. And it wouldn't surprise me if I have to continue to just keep lowering my prices and making less and less money, which is depressing for me because I don't have any time. That's going to mean that I have to work longer hours, and I'm not even getting out in the sun hardly. I'm not even getting out to spend any time for myself at all. All I do is work or take care of animals. And I feel, or take care of me, just so that I can keep going. But my health is doing better. I'm just kind of beat and stressed. I checked my weight the other day. I weighed 160 pounds roughly, 162, and I figured that my clothes probably weighed a couple pounds, so 160. But I'll bet you that I've lost some since then because I've been eating really veganish lately, and I've been doing a lot of cleansing. And I've had to start doing enemas again because it was just like doing a psyllium shake every day. It wasn't enough. I think the weather and or something just kicked it in, and I just started getting sicker like I was last fall and needed to do enemas, and that's keeping me going, doing those regularly. So you have to really listen to your body. My lips started opening up, and you can see that, and that's such a telltale sign. When your knuckles and your hands, okay, when your extremities, your hands and feet and your head and your face, when those are going, when your body is going through changes, those are the places that are really going to show. It's really going to show. There's a whole lot of things that are really going to show that you're going through some crazy mental, physical, and emotional changes. You may be really irritable. You may be really sad. You may be on a roller coaster of up and down craziness in a lot of different regards. And it's hard to stay in the spiritual side and look in on yourself. It's hard to do that. And I think that that's really where you've got to be, in that Muji mindset. That Muji mindset of that, and the Course in Miracles mindset of that you're just the spiritual state of being, and you've left your physicality at the doorstep, just like you left your shoes there. You're not thinking about the past at all. Imagine right now. Do it right now. Let's do it for 1 minute. Let's just be right here in the now. Say it. Say it to yourself right now. I'm just in the now. And what does that consist of? Just feeling how you feel right now, physically, emotionally, mentally. Take it in. You're not thinking about anything. You've taken everything from the past and you've left it outside next to your shoes on the porch. You're taking everything that you've been worried about in the future, and you're just leaving it. You're just right now in the now. And when you do that, after a little while, you start to feel relief. Because it's all of that thinking about the past and thinking about the future and worrying and wondering what you could have done better or whatever that bugs you. That's what bugs you. It gets to you. And there's a purpose for all of that. So it's so that you can make changes. It's so that your body can survive. It's so that you can continue to live, because you have to make preparations for the future. But if you do all of that too much, it causes problems. And I've been doing that way too much lately. Way too much. So hopefully when I'm talking to you, I'm channeling not just from me, but I'm channeling from something else. And it helps me. See, it helps me to be able to be in the now. So I hope that I hope that the Chinese and the millions of Chinese and the trade and all of that with all of these poorer countries doesn't kill us off too fast, because we have to make these transitions gradually. And it very well may be that if the working class people don't get some of the power back, some of the money, some of the power, etc., 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 away from the top 1%, like what Bernie Sanders is saying, that we're not going to be doing very well in the future because of all of that, so many different things, but largely because there are so many people in China taking our inventions, like my inventions, taking our jobs, taking our ideas, illegally doing things, taking people's names and patents and illegally doing things. And when I see the coronavirus surface and start to spread ever so slowly around the world, I start to think to myself, I start to get scared because I think about the future. But I start to think to myself, this is what you guys have been listening, you've been hearing me predict for a long time. There's a video that's on my homepage. The video that's on my homepage, if you watch it, you will see about 5 minutes into it. That's why I left it. My big idea for America. I love that video. I love that video. That video is exactly right on the gnat's freaking ass in so many regards. And it's so true when I talk about how certainly a virus or an illness of some sort is going to come along. The antibiotics that were touted to be such a miracle aren't going to help you anymore. Only your good health can help you, and your resilience and your knowledge about how to get through it and keep yourself hydrated so that your kidneys don't shut down, and keep your blood not so toxic by getting out the toxins and being able to massage your body. These are all the things. This is a video that I've been thinking about doing lately. It's a video entitled How to Survive the Coronavirus and or many other diseases. And only the strong survive it. And they may think that they can come up with some kind of a what do you call it, an injection. I don't even think about things like that. Pills and can I get they have them at the store. What do you call them? I don't even know. I put that out of my mind so much. I laugh when I see the signs at the grocery store. Get your flu shot. Get your flu shot today. And it's such a joke. People think that those quick fixes are really the way to protect themselves. Think about this. What do you think is really the way to protect yourself against the coronavirus? Eating greens or getting a flu shot? Really? Eating greens or not eating foods that clog your body or getting a flu shot. Because you see, when the more toxins you have in your body, the more it's likely that you're going to die from the flu. The more you're clogged and your body and your liver and your kidneys cannot function properly because you have fatty liver, etc. Maybe your kidneys have kidney stones in them. Who do you think is going to survive the flu better? The person that eats a really clean diet and is used to eating greens and a lot of vegetables and a lot of fruit, but they don't eat any of the bad foods that I mentioned in a recent email that I sent out to all my product buyers. They don't eat any of those clogging foods. And their body is able to, their immune system is functioning strongly, and their body is able to kick that shit out relatively quickly. Or the person that is just, their immune system is so depressed, so suppressed, because they have so much toxicity in their body that basically what it's doing, their immune system being suppressed, basically what it's doing is it's put a hold on everything. And in hopes that the body and the mind can figure out what it needs to do to be able to stop getting more toxic, getting more clogged by all the various things that it's been doing, getting more stressed, in a complete state of fight or flight. Who's going to survive it more? The person that's really relaxed, like I was telling you before, and the person that they're just so laid back. They're so laid back and easygoing and everything is cool. Who's going to survive the flu better, the coronavirus better? That person, or the person that's just a freaking nervous wreck all the time? They're driving to work every day down I-5 traffic like I used to in San Diego. They're driving in mass bumper-to-bumper traffic like they're mad. And they're screaming at people. Okay? These are the things, the real things. These are the real things that matter when it comes to beating illness. But they don't talk about it. Why don't they talk about these things? Because most people can't handle it. There was a movie with Tom Cruise, and Jack Nicholson, where Jack Nicholson says, "You can't handle it." So you guys are watching me here. And whenever I do these Sunday Night Live videos, I typically get a decent showing for me of about 500 views. These are the people, and who knows how long they're watching. Maybe they only watch it for a minute. And they watch this, stuff like that, like what I was just talking about. And they're like, I can't stand that anymore. Click. It's okay because, we all can only handle so much. But we really have to start making better choices. We really have to start making better choices. And that may include me too. I'm just doing my best, but I'm doing the things that I know how to do. For instance, I just ordered a book on search engine optimization. Because if right now you look up Millet pillows on Google, I will come up 4th or 5th down the list. That's also below a lot of, you'll see Amazon paid ads. And so I'm starting to get towards the middle of the first page on Millet pillows, and I'm not getting near as many views as I would like to get. And so I'm just about to start reading a book. It'll be here tomorrow. A new book on search engine optimization. And it's supposed to be a really good one. So we'll see if I can get up to number 1. I think the name of the book is Number 1 Search SEO number 1 in 90 days, something like that. And it was rated 4.8 on Amazon. So everything is slowing down. And for me, that's really hard to do, because when you have lived in fast-paced lives in the city, in Southern California, or even on the Wasatch Front in Utah, where they're in the city, and you own a business, it's go, 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 go. Especially like I owned mobile businesses where I would go out and go to people's houses and do services. And to live in the country and just stay home all the time, mentally, it's been a real crazy freaking thing for me to slow down. And now my car will generally sit for days without getting driven. And that was just unheard of more than 5-6 years ago. Very long in Asheville. And Asheville's not even a very big city. Asheville's not even a very big place. But I can't stand to stay there for too long. And people. And so, see, that's the thing. It's like I can't go back. I can't go back. It's like smoking. You know that after you quit, if you in drinking, smoking and drinking, there are so many different things. Quitting dairy, you know that if you quit something, even if you quit for a long time, your body, your mind, whatever, it won't let you go back. And if you do go back, it won't be very long until you're starting to experience some of the same or all of the same symptoms that made you quit that thing before. I'm telling you this, like I can look you right in the freaking camera. Everything tonight that I've told you, I can look you knowing that I don't care how many people are watching this video. If there were 1 billion freaking people watching this video right now, I don't think that it would make much difference. I'm sure that I could probably stand on a stage. It'd be different. It'd be different for me. And I would be so nervous, like TED Talks. If I went on TED Talks, oh my God, and I were to talk about some of the things that I tell you guys, I would be really nervous. Like when I sing at an open mic, I am just like boom, 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 boom. Even in front of 50 people, like I do sometimes, I get really nervous. But I could still do it. I could still do it. I would man up, even though I'm not all that manly. They eat just about anything moving, including cats, dogs, and even babies. Don't get scared from the virus. We can come over that virus. Besides, we don't eat live bats or rats or mice. Yeah. And they say that only 5 or 10% of the Chinese are dying from it, But, the Chinese people, there are good people. You should know this. Even though you will hear, okay, you will hear bad things about every single country out there. And I can tell you, I know a lot of them. I know a lot of them. I treat it like animal breeds. Just it's the same deal with my chickies out there. There are certain breeds that are just nice. Same with the dogs. Okay? But that doesn't mean that everyone from a country is like that. Because you see, I think with humans, we are so much more than what we are physically. And if a person, there's no way that any country, there's no way that people in Argentina right now can be holding on at all if there weren't some people there to lead the way. There has to be people out there. See, I really think to myself that I need to be one of the people. I know I am to a degree, but I want to be more of one of the people that's doing something significant to help people to get through. But the thing is that I just like, I'm not finding avenues for me to be able to do that. Like, this is it. This is it for now. This is my avenue up until now. I'm sure that I'll have more avenues in the future, ways to be able to reach out to people and teach them. But until they're ready, it's just not gonna happen. You can't force anything on people. And the only way, for the most part, that most people get ready is they have to hit rock bottom, just like an alcoholic. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. Or some people will go through some kind of a crazy change in their life, like me, where I fasted on Pepsid AC for 10 days. It was just a coincidental, random thing that happened, that kind of just like me right in the head. I was just like, oh my God, something has got to change. There has to be some other way than the way I was living, the way that I'm living, I said to myself. And it's been such a long journey for me, y'all. It's been such a long journey, and you have to know that that's why I can sit here and I can talk for hours and hours probably. I could probably talk to you all night if I didn't fall over. Even though I've been working on taxes and I've been a nervous freaking wreck today, but not as bad as the previous couple of days. Okay, so everything is slowing down, and that's just about as stressful for me. I would crap. I want to put out an SOS right now to anybody that's a really good viewer of mine, that really likes me. If you would like to come here and hang out, just to hang out, even if you're just like, even if you're absolutely a gorgeous female, you don't have to worry about me coming on to you, anything, because basically I'm so lonely a lot of the time that I would just enjoy having someone to talk to, in all honesty. Sure, it would be great to have a hottie come here for some sex. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, guys, girls, anybody that sees things kind of the way I do, it would be so great to have somebody to talk to. And I have an Airbnb. So I live in the western mountains of North Carolina. You can come here just like all the other guests come. Stay in the trailer, learn some things, get a massage, whatever. Just hang out. Help me make products. Help me make food. Help me feed chickens. Help me plant the garden. Oh my God, the list goes on and on. I never found anybody. I had two guys that were interested in coming and renting the room, and it didn't pan out. So everything is slowing down, and that's all we're going to talk about that. How people around here live. So around here, there are some young people that are kind of living a very, they call it homesteading life. There are some people that are, I don't think that some of them maybe grew up that way. Some of them are naturally akin to living like that, more of a homesteading life, a very low income, a very communal, a very hippie-ish kind of life. There are quite a few people around here that live like that. And there are quite a few people that are artists around here. And there are quite a few people that, a lot of older 70s hippie-ish people. People from that era of the late 60s hippies that are now in their 70s. There are people like that here. And there are a lot of people that here that are on the opposite side of them, that don't talk to them at all, for the most part. that are the old time families here. Okay, so in the county that I live in, not half, but a whole lot of the businesses are called uh, 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 they're called shit. Now it's not coming to my mind. It's a word that describes tradition. Now I'm not thinking of it. But tradition is big here for those people. Old time hillbilly families. And that's how it is in all the Appalachian Mountains. They're all over the place. And sitting around, one of the things the reason why music is so big here is because that's what they do. Families will sit around. Dolly Parton's family, they sit around and play banjo, play guitar, play various instruments, play primitive instruments like spoons and jugs and stuff like that. And some of them are pretty good. And so music and art is pretty big here. And the music is one of the things that brings the left and the right together at some of these gatherings. But I really, in all honesty, haven't felt like I kind of got shit on, I think, when I first moved here. And I think that I tried too hard. I tried too hard and it was too obvious for people. And they could see that I really wasn't like a lot of them. A few people kind of gravitated towards me, and I've kind of become friends with some people here. But I feel so different, and I don't meet people that often that I really gravitate towards. And I wish I could just live in a world of Bretts. That would be so boring, wouldn't it? But I mean, I wish I could just live in a world where there were people that were a lot more like me. So Joe says, yeah, there's a cool hippie guy years back and his wife gave yoga classes. Eerie folks. He's old, gray-haired and gray beard, and his wife, long, shaggy black hair with a few white hairs. My stomach. Yeah, I have a lot of good kills in the Midwest. A good kills in the Midwest. Hey Joe, your rhyme with Mo. Nice, Mo. I throw them in the back for compost. Colorado is a good left and right balance. Yeah, Colorado is cold too. Cold is not good for me, y'all. I'm a thin person. I'm cold all the time. So that's how people around here live, and that's kind of my thing with them. I've been selling a few pillows to a few people lately because they see my ads and the email list that goes out, and after I've put them in there long enough, time after time after time, another one will come out tomorrow. People start to think, well, maybe those pillows are good. And it's the same with you guys. If you haven't purchased one of my pillows, it's a very, very good possibility. Let me tell you this. It's a very high possibility. It's not absolute because there are some people that think that millet pillows are maybe too hard for them. Not very many, but sometimes that happens. But millet hull pillows, people like them a lot. A lot of people will never want to go back to anything else. A lot of people rant and rave about millet hull pillows. And if you fill them just right, then you have the ability to have a sleeping pillow and a side sleeping pillow. That's how mine are designed. So you should really consider, like the people around here have been, you should really consider purchasing one. I don't make very much money on one of those millet pillows, and now you can get a solid color for $45. I'm taking a pay cut here right now, y'all. $10 off the solids right now, and I've got some really nice colors. The deep sea blue and the sage green. I know they're gonna sell. I'm gonna sell a lot of those. So yeah, if you've purchased some of my products before and you haven't written a review for them, man, I would so really appreciate that, y'all. It really helps my website and helps me to make more sales. So also, if you have purchased my products and you haven't purchased them for gifts, if you really like my Millet Hole pillows, I'm sure you must have some friends or family that would also like to have one as a gift for a birthday present, a Valentine's Day present, a 4th of July present, a Christmas present, a Halloween present, you know. So yeah, buy them as gifts. All you have to do is go to my website and then put the shipping address as their address, and I'll send it to them. And yeah. My current diet is flexible so that I don't get too sick. So you don't have to worry about me getting too thin or too sick or, yes, I'm going to go through roller coaster rides of highs and lows in all ways, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. But you can bet that I've got it under control. Okay, so if I need to eat eggs, if I need to eat some beef, I'll go get some pure range free beef. But I really want to push it as much as I can without getting ridiculous. That's my thoughts. Okay. And also I sent out a really helpful informational video to anyone that's purchased my products that's on my email list from having purchased my products. And when you do purchase my products, you'll get on that email list and you'll receive sometimes emails with articles and or connections to the internet, my videos, etc., that give you a heads up on what I'm thinking about things. And I sent out a really good one yesterday about all the different things that I've done over 30 years since 1990 to improve my diet and lifestyle. So the money comes in and the money goes out. And I know you guys know about this, but when you're self-employed and you're constantly having to buy more shipping, pay for shipping, pay for supplies, pay for shipping, pay for supplies. Those are the main ones for me, shipping and supplies, and also like there are extra bills. And the bills are constant, and the costs are constantly coming in and constantly going out, and it's kind of a crazy roller coaster. And I'm doing all that I can to stay afloat. And I really appreciate, like I said, I really appreciate the people that have purchased things. Just today, I got 2 orders today from Marissa and William. Thanks so much. Oh, someone's calling me. This is Brett. Hey. I'm still on live. Oh, thanks, man. I would love to sell you one, but I'm still live right now. You wanted to place it online or on the phone? Yeah, okay. You're welcome. Thank you, man. Bye-bye. Oh, someone's gonna buy a pillow. Cool. So, some people, and I am so grateful, some people have purchased my products because they like me, because they feel as though I've helped them, because they feel sorry for me. I am going to argue right now until I can figure out ways to get my website stronger. When I'm losing as many views as I am because of YouTube algorithm changes and because of the competition on YouTube, when it used to be, I was selling a half a dozen soother massage tools a week or more. And I had to just keep making them. And that was coming in from certain videos that were getting a lot of views, foot massage videos. Those videos don't get the views anymore, y'all. Right now I have a bunch of Coroplast signs downstairs. And I wish I could show them to you, but I had some signs made up that I'm going to put out and about around the county that say something like, to the degree of foot pain relief on the top, plantar fasciitis, heel spurs, and Morton's neuroma, and classes this weekend, something like that, and a big my phone number on the bottom. And I'm going to put these out. I'm not going to leave them out. I'm going to put them out in certain places. I'm going to go out and leave them for a couple of days and then go pick them up. I want people to somehow, if anybody has ideas for how I can get it out in other ways. See, in YouTube, it was easy for me before. When YouTube was new. And, you know, if I want to, I can do some crazy videos. But when I ask myself, do I really want to go out and be crazy in the public? I don't know that I want to anymore. I don't know. And I don't know that people want me to do that. I know that it would get views. I know if I do crazy stuff out in public that you guys will want to watch it. If I go out and if I take my squatting toilet stand out and I squat on it on the sidewalk in Asheville or on the side of the road, right, where people have to stop at a stoplight, and I film the whole thing, I know that that would be really funny. And I know that a lot of you would want to watch it. I'm just debating on whether I want to do it or not. Okay. Will I have to blur faces? I've got all the camera equipment. But the thing is that I need somebody to shoot these videos for me. I could do comedy help videos. So I could do some comedy help videos to create awareness. That's kind of my idea. What do you think? Comedy help videos. I want to watch, yes. I do crazy ass stuff in the public all the time. Do porn. Do prawn. Do porn. So, Mo, are you and other people there keeping this clean, Mo? We're like, well, misogynist. I hope that you are, because I block people really fast if they're not keeping it clean on the chat there. Anyways, so the money comes and the money goes, and it is kind of crazy, y'all. So, yeah, I'm going to grow a garden this year. Somehow I'm going to find the time, because I really need to lower my food expense. And the dog, I love her so much, y'all. I love that almost 13-year-old golden retriever so freaking much. Okay, good. You could probably not comment so many times. Thank you. So, yeah, I love that dog so much, and she costs me a lot to feed Whole Foods every day. And so, you know, I'm not going to quit on that. I am committed. I mean, most of the reason, probably at least half or most of the reason why I'm raising chickens out there is to feed my dog chicken meat and eggs, and fresh eggs. You know, it's for me too. But that dog, man, I love that dog. Chakra, come here, baby. Come, come, right here. Come, come, come on, come, Chakra, come here, come right here, come on. She's so old and she can hardly like get up sometimes. Come right here with Daddy. Come on. She's having a hard time like jumping into the car now. And sometimes I have to kind of lift her in there. So I'm becoming the caretaker, the old person's caretaker for her. But in some ways, she's like me. She's getting healthier. And her ear is doing better. And I bought a special sprayer for the bathtub so I can spray it out in the bathtub. Because, you know, she's had this ear infection problem for a long time. This chronic problem. And so I keep it cleaned out. That's the bad one. I keep it cleaned out as good as I can. And as long as I don't feed her any crappy chicken, I know that it continues to get better. That little ear right there, you guys, that ear is one of the reasons, one of the things that's taught me about the bad chicken. Because I knew it. I knew it. And when after I slaughtered that first chicken that I raised, it was like, oh my God, I cannot believe the difference. And dogs eat so much meat, you know. And she always ate organics dog food, which is organic chicken. But it was a Cornish cross breed. Unless you raise your own chickens, y'all, I'm telling you, that is one of the things that, in my opinion, that is one of the worst things that you can eat. Store-bought chicken, even organic. She's very, very special, and she's almost 13. She'll be 13 on May 5th. There we go, lady. No, your doggy bed. So I give her a brush, a good brush, almost every night. I try to do it before I go to bed, so I'll brush my skin, and that's another thing I want to talk about that's not on the list here, because it's really important for you right now to really be using your Bernard Jensen skin brush and also the Bernard Jensen facial brush to brush your skin. These tools are so important, especially in the springtime when you're getting rid of old skin, you're sloughing off old skin, and you're getting rid of toxins. When it starts to get warmer, there are certain things that, you know, your body is getting warmer. It's like your body knows instinctively the weather changes are coming, and it knows that it's time to get rid of the old winter fat that was keeping you warmer. It's time to get rid of old skin. If you've made diet changes like I have, then you're especially going to go through these cleanses. And you really need to be on it with the skin brushing. And the way that you do that is you really pay attention to your skin and if it's itchy. It's really simple. Does it feel like it needs to be itched? And some of you may not be as sensitive as I am, but if you take a skin brush and you brush it on your arm or on your chest or your back, especially your back in the middle, and it feels really, really good, that's such a sign. Keep doing it. Keep brushing. And brush it until it's like red. Brush it good. Don't brush it to the point of where, you know, you're bleeding or something. Just brush it until it's very, very well brushed. Take some time and take your clothes off. You know, you see these videos of mine where I'm not wearing very many clothes. And YouTube doesn't understand the value of this. But it's so valuable. It's so valuable to take off your clothes to do a lot of different things. You know that when you want to make love with somebody, you've got to take off your clothes. It's the same deal with a lot of healing, like massage. and skin brushing. And so not all massage requires that you do that, though, and sometimes it's really good to do percussion. It's called percussion or tapotement, which means that you don't have to take your clothes off for that, and that's a really valuable tool for you. Because when you're out in hiking on a road and there are cars driving by, obviously, you need to be able to do some massage, maybe on your quads is a typical place. And you'll see me out there pounding on my quads with my fists. So you got to have all these tools in your toolboxes. So watch my videos. So that one is done. Okay, so pictures from my past. I might save that for another video. It's something that I don't know right now that would be very good for me to look at. I never dig those books out. I've saved them. Sometimes I don't know why I've saved those old picture books. Some of the things remind me of good times. Some of the things. But they also, for the most part, remind me of a lot of things that I don't want to remember. So, a lot of things from our past are so sad. So sad. Things I'm doing to stay afloat. So, I told you I bought the Internet SEO book. If you look at my site now, you'll see that it's got new buttons. Buttons that take you to different places on my website so that you can see and compare and learn about different things. And the longer a person stays on my website when they go there, the more it increases the value of my website. The more it increases the ranking on Google. So it's important to make a very user-friendly website, and that's what I've really been working on a lot, in a lot of different ways, not just buttons. There's a couple of different buttons that I have now on my website. So improving my products. So I accidentally kind of just improved my inner pillow material a little bit. And that is that the place where I usually buy this material, this is a small adult pillow. The adult pillow. And it is made with, that's made with the old fabric. And this is made with the new fabric. And you won't be able to tell the difference. And most people, a lot of people wouldn't hardly be able to tell the difference by feeling it. But the place where I buy most of my organic fabrics ran out of this. And so I kind of I was like, oh my God, because this is the best fabric for the best price that I can get. And this is one of the reasons, one of the ways that I'm able to have such a good price on my pillows. And I'm like, oh my God, because they said that it's going to be 2 months before they get this back in. I found another place that had the very similar 90 wide undyed twill for even a little bit better price, but not including the shipping, so it basically cost me the same thing. But this is 8-ounce material, and this is 7-ounce material. And this is a little bit softer and doesn't stretch at all, where this has a little bit of a stretch. This is a little bit better material, and I happened to get this just randomly, coincidentally, luckily. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. And if I will consider myself blessed in all regards, then I'll be blessed. And if I don't, then I won't. So let me get some water real quick, y'all. Oh, and also these two new colors, this blue and this green, are not very expensive, and so I'm able to offer these colors with any pillow for $45 right now. And these are high thread count material. This is organic cotton, 300 threads per inch, and 4.5 ounces per yard. And that is a good quality. That is a really nice quality material. And I have the same stuff in the undyed, the same stuff. And so I've improved that a little bit and also reduced the price. So I keep working on everything to get them better and less expensive so that you guys can buy them, so that you guys can afford to buy stuff. Oh, I want to show you something that you may not have seen. I also have my little logo tag. So not everything is organic on this, because that little tag right there is nylon. But I still get to count it as organic. And on the back it says 100% organic. Can you see that? Anyways. So, and like I said, anybody that's purchased my products, if you would please go and write reviews, write nice reviews on my website. I'd appreciate it. So, and lowering prices. Okay, so that's done. Mercury retrograde until March 9th. Okay, so what they say, from what I can remember, and I'm not an astrology genius, I like to watch Tom Lesher on YouTube on Wednesdays. He's really good. You should check him out and subscribe. But Mercury is retrograde until March 9th, and Mercury retrograde means that you shouldn't do anything too crazy as far as investing, business things. What else? You guys, somebody write something. There. Okay. Okay. Thanks, X Grape Nuts. The guy that called a little while ago was X Grape Nuts, I guess, because he just ordered a pillow. So, well, you better, or I will make bad harass you, Nancy. I am fierce. Nancy is skaggy. So Mo got ousted. Mo had to go. So we got 27 people. Are you guys enjoying this? You can comment now. You don't have to worry about Mo tramping on you. So yeah, Mercury retrograde, it just seems like it's a time when things, so Mercury is the war planet, the male planet, the aggressive planet, the go for it planet. And so if it's in retrograde, then it's not a good time to be those things. It's a time to be chill and at home and or just kind of laid back and not going for it at all. So remember that that's how it is until March 9th. It's a long time to wait, I know. So the next thing is I have to work really hard on holistic healing, and sometimes I'm still a wreck. Yeah, I know, Joe. We have to oust them regularly. So yeah, some people think in the past, some people have thought that, like, they'll say stuff like, "I thought that you were a natural teacher, or a guru, or something, hierarchical thing." And I'm not a hierarchical thing. I'm just here to tell you about my journey. I'm just here to tell you about the things that I've learned. I'm not some kind of a freaking priest or a rabbi or anything like that. I'm not some kind of a muscle bound, you know, dude that's here to tell you how to work out, stuff like that. I'm not anything too extreme. I do think that I have good values. Good values. And when I tell you that Donald Trump doesn't, then that's what I really believe. Because I'm somebody that can see through people. I don't think everybody has the ability to really see a person's face and listen to their voice and really understand where they're at. And I think that I really do have a strong ability in that regard. And that's why I do holistic consultations. And when I do holistic consultations, I have the person agree that they know that I'm not a doctor. They know that I'm not some kind of a medical anything, that I'm just here to, as a sounding board, to tell you what my thoughts are and opinions. I don't prescribe anything, but if you listen to what I have to say in a holistic consultation, it's very likely that you'll get some beneficial information, because I've been doing this for so long. And because, like I said, I have a Virgo moon and I'm a very analytical kind of a person. A lot of people don't like to be analyzed. And so I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to talk to me, even though you knew that I could probably help you. But it's all right. But for me, I still, even though I am a person, see, don't think, don't think that any person out there is like some kind of a know-it-all. Nobody does. Nobody does. I see people telling people about where you're gonna go after you die, or what happens to you when you're in the ethers or stuff like that. Spiritual things that we don't know. And it's possible that some people are intuitive enough to know more, and in fact, I believe that that's true. And I can usually tell how intuitive they are by how they look and sound and how confident they are and stuff like that. But I don't think that everyone is that intuitive. I don't think that everyone has that much of a feel for what if a person is telling the truth or not. And maybe that's the reason why so many people are bonding with Donald Trump. My God. I'm telling you. So, yeah, I have to work really hard on my holistic healing sometimes. And I'm always trying to make changes, and that's why, I can't stand to just stay stagnant. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's why I'm in like a constant state of healing. And if you think about it, there are people in this world that will just like do the same things over and over again. And other people that are constantly doing something different. Well, I'm definitely one of the latter. I hope we. Okay. I hope we don't have too many more of those nutcases. I'll keep an eye on that. Do you guys think I'm an old douche? I'm kind of old, but I don't think I'm a douche. I think I'm quick enough to block those people. Still alive inside your car. No, you're a very nice person. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so, yeah, I have to work really hard on my healing, and sometimes I'm still a wreck. But I'll tell you that I really enjoy doing holistic consultations with people. Whether we're talking on the phone or preferably live on Skype or Facebook Messenger, I just so get into it. If you're somebody, on my website, I'm charging $50 for a holistic consultation, which is really, really reasonable. But if you're somebody that can't afford that and you think that you can still do a holistic consultation with me and you would like to pay less, you could make an offer and you could tell me why you can't really afford that and why you'd like to do it. All you have to do is email me, Brett@brettsnaturalhealth.com, and I will consider it. In fact, I would probably do it just because I really enjoy doing it so much, even though my time is so freaking buried. Oh, thanks, everybody. Thanks. You wouldn't believe how many people I've blocked. If I can go on the back side of my YouTube channel and look at the list of all the people over the years. 11 years now I've been on YouTube. All the people that I have blocked. In the beginning, it was somewhat stressful for me to block people. But now it's just kind of like as easy as itching my head. But, people have their problems. People have their problems. I've, what do you call it? What do you call it? A troll. I've trolled some channels. I've made some trolling comments on channels where I probably should get blocked. But, some people are just like complete freaking a-holes, You know me, I'm kind of a smartass, but anyways. So I'm not really a strong person. Actually, I am really a strong person in some ways, but I'm not strong in others. I'm a Cancer, and I'm pretty emotional about things. And I'm not very strong when I see animals getting hurt, especially more advanced animals. Like I hate that the Japanese are killing dolphins. You know, how the hell can you kill dolphins? How the hell can you go capture dolphins just for amusement in parks like SeaWorld? I mean, it's just a wrong thing to do to take them from their ocean place. And there's so many things that really bother me, and it really bothers me also that there are so many refugees in the world. It bothers me that there are so many people that don't know that they need to stop making humans. I mean, it's just like dogs, you know, if you don't stop making dogs, there's going to be an overpopulation of dogs, and we learned that. And so we started spaying and neutering the dogs and or doing whatever we needed to prevent that overpopulation. But humans just don't have the discipline for that. They don't understand. They don't have the ability to educate themselves for some reason on how to prevent birth of more humans. Or maybe they think that, well, I have a vagina and I'm entitled to make more babies. But, you know, really, if you do that, it might not be such a good world for them, because I'm not very confident about the prosperity of this world in the future. There are so many things that we're up against, y'all. And I'm not saying these things to be mean. I'm saying these things because it's reality. It's reality. The tough things that we have to face in this world. And I really like to make comedy videos, but at the same time, I'm really apprehensive about doing anything other than keeping my nose to the grindstone, and just continuing to do everything that I can to save everybody that wants to be saved. Somebody asked me the other day, I said something about I think the coronavirus on Facebook, and one of my friends said, like, "Oh, she totally agrees with me. You know, there's way too many people in this world, so what are you worried about the coronavirus for anyway? It's a good thing." Or why are you making this post? Why are you putting out these videos or posts or whatever? And so I put out the videos and I put out the posts for the people that want to listen. I'm not making a judgment on who should survive and who should not. I'm putting out the posts because the people that really want to change and the people that really want to prepare themselves for whatever it may be, whether it be, you know, there's so many different sicknesses, and the coronavirus and the flu, you know, those are just things. Those are just one of many, many things, that problems that you can get, that if you don't eat right, if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to be a lot more susceptible to all different things, not just those things. And so I put out these videos to help people, because that's what I have to offer to the world. That's what I have. Every one of us has different things that they offer to the world. And some of you know that you're good at customer service, and so you go get a customer service job. I'm okay with customer service, but only for like my own stuff, which is perfect because that's what I like to sell. So I'm giving you what I have to offer. And that's all there is to it. And some of you will take the ball and run, and some of you won't. And I've learned to just allow that. I didn't always have that mindset. It really bugged me that a lot of people would not take heed of what I say. And it still bugs me to a degree, but not near as much. So I'm sort of strong in some regards and sort of weak in other regards, and that's one of the things that I do when I do a holistic consultation. I figure out where people are the weakest and what their problem is, because this is not going to change, this holistic journey for us. Some of us, most of you that are watching me, that like to watch my videos, realize that this is not an ending journey. This does not end from the time that you were born till the day that you die, and probably beyond. It's not going to change. It's going to be one thing right after another. And you've got to pace yourself, and you've got to see, the more you realize, just like I said before in a previous video, the more you know the truth about depression, about crying, about cleansing, about for me, accepting humanity and its weaknesses is one of my biggest things. Accepting people for the way they are, whether they're weak or strong or fast or smart, whatever they are, everyone is different, and I have to just accept them and be flowing and allowing a lot more. It's one of my weaknesses, but I'm getting better at it, sort of, sometimes. It's not that I don't feel inclined sometimes to scrutinize, because I do, and sometimes it's appropriate. But a lot of times, a lot more nowadays, I keep my mouth shut, but sometimes I'm just like, yeah. I have got to say my piece. Okay, so we're getting towards the end here. Whenever you quit something, you're against it and everyone that still does it. You're against it and everyone that still does it. Whenever you first quit something. Look at all those good comments. Oh my gosh. I believe in you. You can do it. Thank you, William. Yeah, I got kissed by dolphins. Yeah, aren't they great animals? Love dolphins. It's so sad that people can't know. They just can't know within themselves that certain animals are intelligent beings. My chickens are very intelligent. And I don't want to kill the chickens. I want to just mostly use them for eggs, and I think that that's probably the thing is, I've got this dog that I know needs the chicken. And so I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. I can for the most part do without it and just eat the fish and eggs. And hopefully maybe get a lot more I'm going to continue to get more vegan. See, the more you cleanse your body out of all the toxins and all the bacteria and stuff, the more you're able to eat a cleaner diet. That's how it works. It's not rocket science. The things that you want to stay away from are wheat and dairy and mass-produced meats and processed foods. Those are the things, and non-organic foods. And the non-organic is debatable. So there are certain foods that you can eat that are non-organic and get away with that. Animals are deeply emotional. Thank you very much, Niece Pie. I expect everyone and everything under one condition. They love for me for what I love for them and themselves. Anyone that's saying themselves love is the solution has probably worked very hard on their mentality and acceptance of people, and I'm grateful that you're one of my viewers. Okay, so yeah, whenever you quit something, no matter what it is, and you know this because you've gone through quitting a lot of different things. Okay, so I'll give you some examples. When I quit smoking, I couldn't stand smokers. And I would just tell people, I'd see people smoking and I'd be like, I'd go up to them and start a conversation about how smoking is so bad for them. It's natural. You should know that you get into a mindset. If you quit meat, you'll be an angry against meat vegan. And you should just know that that's how people are, because if you should know that because I'm telling you that, and you should know that because that's how it is, because I've experienced that, and you should know that because if you've ever quit anything, you were probably the same way. You're like flamboyant against that thing that you quit. So when I quit living in the city about 5 years ago, I could not say enough about how good it was to have clean air and clean water. I was like, oh my God, I am never going back to any living city in the city. all that chlorinated, fluoridated water. I'm never going back. And there's value in it. There's value in making your exclamations, etc., etc. But at the same time, enough is enough. And you have to understand that when people get ready, when the teacher is ready, the student will appear, and vice versa. So whenever y'all are ready to move to the country or to move to Venezuela, or no, Venezuela, you're ready to move to Costa Rica. Whenever you're ready, then it will happen. And that's what I mean by accepting people for as they are. And that's one of my, like I said, that's one of my problems. I get so disgusted. I get so disgusted with people for not changing to be the way I want them to be. And I have a lot of ladybugs in here. They're everywhere. See? So I capture the ladybugs and I feed them to the chickens. Remember that video? So yeah, so if you realize things from your own experiences, then hopefully you won't be so much that way next time you quit something. You won't be so hard on everybody else that's not quit it yet. So you'd think that people would be happy to pay taxes, especially if you've got everything that you need. But a lot of people feel as though they really don't want to pay taxes because the government just wastes their money. It's true. It's true. The government really does. Oh, those are nice, and little chickens, too. I wish I could just leave the city, but I can't. My kids at school, it's just hard. Yeah, I know. We all have these things. I wish I could just go to Thailand or someplace like that. I wish I could go to Thailand and just live a really peaceful village existence. But there's too many things that I'm grounded to here. Instead of feeling as though I'm stuck, I need to take on a different mindset and just, I think, be more grateful. It really helps me to do these Sunday Night Lives because things come out of my mouth that hadn't come out of my mouth in a while. And it leads me to believe that I'm channeling from someplace, someone else. You know what I mean? I don't typically stutter when I'm doing these Sunday Night Lives. I don't typically pause too much, and I typically remember things better than if I'm not in a good connection with the divine. And that's why I think that I feel that I am connected to the divine when I'm talking to you. So yeah, you'd think that people would be happy to pay taxes, but for different reasons, they're really not. For me, I just don't have hardly any money saved up, and so for them to ask me to pay more taxes, any taxes really, it's not good. It's not a good thing, but I sure wish that I had more money to pay to like charities. I think this year I figured it up today on my taxes. I'm not quite done, but I paid $140 to various things over the 2019 year. And that was more, I think, than I think that I did the previous year. I usually do more than that, though. I usually will donate at least a couple, $200 or $300 worth of things, but I don't think that I took much to the thrift store. So, anyways, that's just about all of the themes that I'd written down and or wanted to say tonight. Yeah, I still feel sad and I still feel like I could cry about various things. But I have to just realize that things are the way they're supposed to be. Things are the way they're supposed to be. It's almost 10 o'clock, so I've just about been talking for 2 hours. I want to thank everyone out there for watching my live video and my videos, and I really appreciate everyone so much. The more I think about it, the more deeply I do appreciate you. And yes, yeah, gay marriage is legal now, as it should be. Don't cry, I believe in you, stay strong. Thank you, John. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Glenisha. Bye, everybody, and have a great week.